a very physical basketball game. After 48 minutes, both teams definitely are going to feel all the bumps and bruises, and need a lot of ice packs. But I thought we both are fighting for something special. That's what's going to happen. There's times where, guys got tangled up. Russell, Blake, Serge, Perk. Serge even got, I thought, at the very beginning of the play. Perk pushes Serge and hits Blake, and that's what it is right now. We're both very competitive. We both are competing for obviously a big prize, and that's expected. But I like how we played with a lot of determination. We could have done a better job getting to our spots in that fourth quarter. Offensively, we kind of bogged down a little bit. But then again, defensively, 38 points in the fourth quarter is something that we pride ourselves on. You got to give them credit. They stepped up when they were down. They scrambled and they made a bunch of big shots. I thought Collison came in and played big minutes. I think that fourth quarter he had 10 or 12 points, but they needed every bucket that he provided. I thought he did a good job for them.
Coach, Michael Kenny, Norman transcript. Obviously, Doc put Chris Paul on Kevin in the fourth quarter. Why wasn't Kevin able to make them pay a little bit more for making that decision?
Well, that's something we're going to look at in film. I mean, Kevin was having trouble getting the catches. I don't know. We're going to look at it. I'll be able to get better information tomorrow. But it was physical out there. I'll just say that it was physical. We have to do a better job of getting them open, freeing them up. But it was some physical action, physical play going on in the fourth quarter.
Yes, Scott, the offense stagnated that last 9 minutes, and the defense got virtually no stops. Which was the bigger problem?
Well, the bigger problem is the defense, 38 points. We take a lot of pride in what we do defensively. When they were down, they played with a lot of desperation, and they were able to spread us out. And I think Griffin got 10 points. Paul got probably 10 points. I think DC got 10 or 12 points. So everybody got involved in their offense. But defensively, we got to do a much better job.
Coach, you talk about as far as the foul trouble that occurred, both teams were in foul trouble, but Blake was held down for quite a while, and then he comes back and I think that we talked about the foul trouble and the dynamic of that.
Yeah, well, that's part of the game. You have to play through it. You can't worry about it. That's why both teams have 13 active players. You have to be ready to use them all. And foul trouble, it's nothing that we don't worry about. We just might adjust your minutes here and there, but the physicality of the game is. That's what this is about right now. This is the second season that we're all fighting for every possession, and they made a lot of big plays down the stretch. I thought Griffin was really a big factor down the stretch. So they got to the free throw line, they got the layup opportunities, and they hit some threes.
Talk about the ups and downs of Russ offensively in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I thought, when we had some opportunities where first we turned it over too many times. I thought that was a big part of their opportunity to create a lot of transition points. But we were having trouble getting the ball to KD, and so we have some actions where we have to utilize the space on the floor and continue to attack. I thought he had some good attacks. I thought he could have got to the free throw line even more. But that's something that we have to continue to look at and build our offensive package with. But we have to do a better job of getting defensive stops. 38 points in the fourth quarter. It's too many.
Coach, you talked about the boost Collison gave them offensively. Did he in the small line also cause problems you think disrupted you on the defensive end?
Well, we still had 24 points. I thought we could have got some better looks in that fourth quarter offensively, but the defense, they gave some problems. They were making some shots, they were spreading us out. They played at a high level in that fourth quarter. That's it, when you have to have all 5 guys locked in, not only physically but mentally engaged and playing off of one another. When one guy moves, 4 other guys need to move. And if you don't do that with that lineup, you're going to be in some trouble, because that's a very talented team, just like we are. All right, everybody.
Last question.
You took a, that's a pretty tough punch. You led most of the way, you lost. Any concern about bouncing back from this? I mean, 'cause you had this one.
Well, that's the ups and downs of a playoff. The way we look at it, we're 2-2. We have 2 games at home. Best of 3 series with 2 games at home. But we're not focused on game 6 or on game 7. We're focused on game 5. But we do. We're going to figure out how we could have gotten better, or how we can get better going into the next game, and then make some adjustments, and just put all of our attention, all of our energy, all of our focus will be on game 5.
Thanks, Coach.
You guys.